Hello guys, you're back on Q&A with Uncle Jay, episode number 2, and today we have one of the most incredible people I know, Magnus Berglund, and thank you for being here considering your busy schedule. And guys, I'm not actually talking about work only. Magnus here is a father of 2 and he just had his second baby boy, his infant kid.
Yeah, it's like 5 months now. So
5 months, right?
Full-time job as well.
Exactly. That's actually what I wanted to talk about and start the conversation with. How do you manage your day, man? When does your day actually start?
It's never end.
It never ends, right? So it's 24/7 all the time.
Exactly. So I don't know. The answer is like I don't know how I get my life in the right direction or in the puzzle, because I have a great wife at home. I think that is the most key, and we help a lot each other. Like when she work, I'm home. When I work, she home. When we both work, we have good grandfathers and stuff like that that helping out, and friends as well.
Yeah, because I seen you once with your kid hanging on your breast.
Yeah, I know.
And you were like, yeah, happy wife, happy life, right? So you gotta take care sometimes.
Exactly, and most of the time they come to me to work. Because like if sitting in a meeting and do the iPad or the phone, meanwhile I'm talking to a client, and most of the time the clients or the other person in the meeting don't care. They think this is 2019. Of course, you need to have your child at work because that's how we work 24/7. Or we don't work 24/7, but our work today is more like a lifestyle. Not everyone, but my work is more like a lifestyle. I don't go up at 7 and then breakfast and then go to work at 8 and then stop at 5. I maybe sometimes don't go to work at all, but I think work in my brain, so that's kind of work as well. So 24/7 is more like a entrepreneurial buzzword that they say like 24/7 to feel good by themselves, but at the end of the day, they don't work 24/7 because we need to sleep.
Yeah, because in the end of the day, it's all about how much you get done, right?
Exactly.
Rather how
Productivity is the number one. So like when I hire new people, I never made the metrics from them is more like based on results. Like you are a salesperson, your budget is 2 million. I don't care if you're home, here, in Bangladesh, Bali, US. If you can deliver what we have agreed on, you can be everywhere. But sometimes I want to have you at the office to have like a team building, but that is not the focus. And that is, I think, the new way of working, more in trust way, trustable, because you are the boss and this is the employees, and together you create something about the company. If you base everything on results, then it's easier to have in the meeting. Okay, you said this when you start, and you have not accomplished it. Why? And that you have not been in work. You have not been there. That you have. There is the truth. Why you can't reach this like budget, and that is the thing I promote.
How do you gain those results though? Because for people, mostly people who are just starting, they can't really build a trust by not sharing any previous experience. How would you suggest those people actually to get there and gain the trust with their future clients or future partners?
You mean from an employee's perspective?
From a sales perspective, let's say. If, for example, I'm building up a company right now and I'm going to partner up with someone. However, they don't know me, they have no idea who I am, and I'm just starting this company, so I don't really have a previous experience in it, but I'm really passionate about it and I know that I'm going to put a work on it. How do I gain their trust in this kind of view? How did you start, basically?
Yeah, I'm starting like 7 years ago with a staffing and recruiting company. I have a educational background for nutrition and personal training, and I thought on golf courses you need a personal trainer and like a masseuse or a dietist or whatever, and on the golf course they are wealthy people in general, very generic, but I think so, and started to put out people in different golf courses around Stockholm, and that's how I started basically. And it's all about numbers. If I can, the trust is more like facts. For me, it was like I went to the golf course and the manager, and said, "Hey, you have 2,000 members here, and the net income is X, and I know that they buy these kind of services outside your golf course, at the gym or at the spa corner or whatever they buy it. How would you like to benefit from that? Yeah, of course I want that kind of revenue as well. It's a good business for me. Good, I have the tools for that. And then I basically say, okay, if I put a guy or girl here making these services and you promote that services, you will make a profit from that one. But I handle everything from the people, the education of the people, the material, the branding, the advertising, etc. You only say to your members that we are here and promote us. That's only one you need to do, and you will get profit from that. And for that, it's a no-brainer. I work for no-brainer decision. It's like if you say no, you don't have a brain.
Yeah.
Basically. So look at no-brainer decisions, because then you have build the trust or build the case that they want to have. Like you and me have a lot of this discussion about business models, etc. And everything goes back to, okay, what is a no-brain decision? If you go to a person and say, why? And they say, yeah, I want it, then you have a no-brain decision. So that's like my mantra in life.
Actually, one of those advices that you gave, and I'm still implementing it in my company now, was one of those days where you said that you could offer your services for free because you know what you're capable of, and if you deliver, then you get paid for it. So people are actually getting very attracted to it, which is a brilliant concept, I believe. And you just prove yourself better or not.
Exactly, and that is like performance based.
Yeah.
In the sales world, it's called commission, like basically. But I think that mindset should or can be adapted in different kind of industry or departments as well. Because if you say, if I deliver this, what does it mean to you? Yeah, that means that I will have a net profit for 1 million SEK. Okay, if I reach this, I want 200 SEK from you. No, it's too much. Okay, then you don't get 1 million. Like, it's a no-brain decision. Everything is value proposition. How do you position yourself in that person's share if for their services? And I think most of the time when I come up to a new business model and say, hey, I have this idea, it will increase your revenue or will increase your productivity in your employees, staff, or whatever, would you want to reach this level? Yes, I want. Okay, then I want this number in cash. No, it's too much. Okay, why? Because I don't have that money. But I said to you, I work for free. I will reach this one. When we reach it, I will get my money. Okay, and if you say no, then they have no brain. So
yeah,
you can't reach everyone.
It's always better to make 800,000 rather than zero, right?
Exactly. But sometimes I've been in a meeting that say, no, we are not interesting. Okay. And then just go away, because you can't fight every war.
No,
you know, like, okay, no is a no sometimes.
But how do you choose those ideas? Do you choose something that you actually want to work with, or okay, this company is pretty good and I'm gonna go for it, or this company actually worth my time, and then you might actually contact them?
When I think of business models or business ideas or opportunities, I always think about, okay, what is the maximum profit with less work? Like, how can I maximize my hour? Okay, if I'm a consultant, I go to work and get 1,000 per hour. I go home, I go to work, 1,000, blah blah blah. You know, you're changing time against money.
Yeah,
that's like not scalable because you have 24 hours.
Exactly.
So one way you can increase your consulting hour, or you can hire other person making the same job but for 800, and you make the 200, like you know, staffing companies. That is one business model. But I think, okay, how can it be scalable in companies? So I like software solutions where, like, yeah, I am the brain or the spider here. I can reach your different KPIs of like productivity, you know, for your employees, or increasing the revenue for the whole sales team, and then finding products or services that can help this kind of level. So I love education and I love sales. So now I'm working with intelligent apps. It's a platform for education where we basically quizzified all the intel that there are in the company and spread it out through an app to the employees. That's one way to increase the productivity and the knowledge in the company. And the other way is I working with Pipedrive a lot, a CRM system, where I help sales team and organization drive sales in an efficient way and a productive way. There's two products I work with a lot right now. And that two kind of concept I implement in my daily work at Salesman as a head of sales and partnership. Okay, how can I educate myself to be a better salesperson? So that's how I choose like business.
I mean, that's amazing. And that's besides what you do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Pipedrive and the intelligent apps, you said?
Exactly.
Is it how it's called? Or
Yeah, it's called iApps.
All right.
But the company is Intelligent Apps. The founder is Christopher Granfeldt, who is also the founder of Epicenter and Salesman as well. So I'm helping them to reach new clients and develop the platform and stuff like that. It's a really cool company, and I think they are right in time because the lack of engagement in big organization is like huge. But the management team say, yeah, we're going to digitalize our community.
Yeah.
But the employees don't know what is our KPI, what is the like matrix, what is blah blah blah. They don't know, and they are the one who will do the job. And then the management say, hey, and they what?
Yeah.
And that communication we are trying to build. So that's a cool company.
So you guys basically create quizzes, or how does it exactly work?
I think many companies, they're struggling to like spread the knowledge. They have conference, they have activation people go around to different kind of location and educate people about company history or new system implementation or XYZ. And instead of having one time a year, different conference, you can during the year micro-learning people all the time. So you know the education level in different kind of themes. They can be like customer experience, it can be company history or sales products, etc. And then you know that all the employees know everything the same. So when they go out to in the city or at dinner at home, they speak the same language in the company. So none would say, yeah, we are founded 1971 and we are founded 2016. Like we are filling the gap between what's truth and not, basically.
So basically the whole information about the company itself.
Exactly. So all the intel that are there, we quizify it. So instead of sending out PDF or PowerPoints or having conference, we make some questions like, okay, what is the main color in our logo? And then 4 alternatives like blue, yellow, green, black, and then blue, correct. Then you know that everyone knows the main color is blue. It's maybe not important, but for branding perspective, it's huge. If you have like 40,000 employees and 50% say yellow and others say blue.
Yeah, indeed.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's the truth. So it's a cool company, basically.
Yeah, it's like high school when you actually have to repeat all the time your subject, basically, so you could pass the test.
Exactly. And in business, as a repetition is like the mother of everything.
Yeah.
Because you can't be the best at day one. If you ask for like entrepreneur and how I start my journey, the question was in the beginning of my journey was so many failures at the beginning, and I always say fail fast. Because then you don't know what the learning will be. For example, in Sweden we have different kind of setup for company. We have aktiebolag, handelsbolag, enskild firma, kommanditbolag, like different kind of setups and different kind of regulations around it. And I don't know what's the difference between aktiebolag and handelsbolag. I don't know. So I created a handelsbolag from the start. And I thought, good, now I am a company. That was the worst decision I ever made, because my girlfriend needs to be a part owner, because you need to be 2 people and the kind of structure, and we didn't have the same vision and blah, blah, blah. So it's so much regulation for just a company. So that was a fail fast decision. So if someone asked me, okay, I want to start a company, what do you think is best? No handelsbolag, because it's will fuck your business, basically. Sure. So that's a learning and a quick one. And there are 1,000 of others, like when you're choosing a name, don't choose a name with Å, Ä, Ö, because the websites are not in Swedish. So it's like a basic now, but if you don't know, you maybe want to have your city's name or your last name or first name in your company, but that will be bad for your URL in the website and everything else on the web. So it's kind of tricky or tricks here and there I've learned on the way, and I think that is the best way to become better. And I ask a lot of like people that have done it what I want to achieve. Basically, okay, I want to do this. Can you give me some advice? And often they have done the mistake before, and then like okay, I don't go right, I go left, or
Just a small recap for our international audience about OAE. It's unique letters in Sweden that, well, preferably you should not use when you're opening up a company in Sweden, basically, or elsewhere. That's amazing. I love having the conversation with you because every time I come up with one question, you give me like 10 different answers and 10 different ways to think about it, which is pretty much amazing for me at least. And we had quite a lot of questions actually about these challenges and everything. But I want to go back to your start with football career, man. You were a professional football player. What happened to that?
Yeah, I become offside, and I don't know. I am not injured.
Yeah.
That's good, because I hate when people say, no, it was because my foot or my knee or my back. I became too bad, basically, because that's the ugly truth.
And it's funny, not many people would admit it, actually.
No, exactly. So I couldn't come up to a level because it was younger people that come and more technical, faster, better, everything. And put me on bench, basically. So that's why I don't play football today or become the next Zlatan or other person.
While
basically.
growing, though, was football actually your dream? Until you realize that you're not good enough?
I don't think so, because now I'm older, 27. I'm looking back in the mirror and say, why did I play football? One, my father was a great football player, so of course I started to play football. Two, that was the only thing we did in my hometown in the north part of Sweden. So what should I else do? And the third part, I was the best player in my little neighborhood. So I got an identity of, there's Magnus. He is always doing the goals for the team. Give me like credibility or like good confidence. And when you get that as a human being, you will stay in that kind of silo, where you want it or not, because you like the push or like the
attention, basically.
Attention, and that's, now I look back, I don't watch football, I don't play football for fun. I only play football because I got the attention and they gave me some money. I don't play it because I love it, and that is, I think that is the answer why I didn't become real professional, like television for professional. Because I didn't have the why or the mindset to become the best. I just did it because I liked the headlines in the newspaper and girls running around me. That's the truth. I want to tell it because I think more people in my situation, different sports, have the same, like, why did you not become good? Because you were so good when you were young. Yeah, because that was my identity back then. And when I grow old, I have different perspective and different kind of interesting. So that's like why I didn't become the number one. But it went quite good until I quit.
And then when you quit, you just decided to become like a company builder, or
no.
How did that happen?
No. Before I started my first company, I went on college. Called Gymnastic in Health and Science here in Stockholm. So I studied 5 years.
Wow.
And had a master in nutrition and sport teaching.
When did you finish? When did you stop playing football?
2014.
And then you studied 5 years?
Started to study 2010.
2010, okay. And football finished 10 as well?
No, 14. So
14.
I studied meanwhile I'm playing football. So in the Faroe Island, when they are sitting there, it's winter here.
Okay.
So I could like, I studied, so I mixed 2 years.
But you started your first company in 2014. 14 as well, okay. And since then, in 5 years, you built 8 companies.
Yeah.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
That's really great. And actually, one of your companies that I loved, and we actually went through it as well because the platform was kind of suitable for what I was doing, the light bulb. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, it started when I was on stage in South Africa. I was invited to basically have a speech about entrepreneurship in the Nordics for like 5,000 South African or African people that were in the same situation. Like, I want to start a company. How can I fund my company, etc., etc. And there was a guy in the audience called Alan, and he come up to me afterwards, after my speech, and say, "Hey, I have a startup, really cool one, because I want to transformation the educational part in Africa, because everything is manual, everything is on paper and pen. I have this platform called Lightbulb. It's a LMS, learning management system, that connects tutors or teachers and students all around the world."
Wow.
It was a really basic platform, like no like, oh, this is a technical one. It's more like teacher here and then students on the other side, and then collaborate. So that is a perfect idea, because the African people needs education this way, because if you live in the desert or in the forest, where they don't have the opportunity to have like computers, you can go into the city, download everything online, and then work with the material offline. And that was a USP for a light bulb. We can work offline in this kind of LMS system, and that was unique for Africa. But I sold that company 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Because I want to move on, and it's difficult to run a company other side the world.
Yeah.
But it was a good investment for me, and good experience as well. And my contacts I have with Alan and the other African people will benefit me in the future when I want to explore or expand my new businesses, basically.
And I mean, now you have the network there as well, which is pretty much
Exactly. But still today I'm coaching and supporting him in different kind of questions about business models and everything. So I'm there, that's my weakness. I'm always there for people to be supported.
I don't think that's a weakness. I think it's actually a very good thing. I mean, personally, I think it's an amazing thing.
But sometimes something more important can be pushed away, because I want to help people first. So my own life can be like push away and then push others. So sometimes it's my weakness to always say yes instead of no. So that's why I'm working for my own self-development. Like, okay, when do I say no and when do I say yes? And if I say yes, how can I delegate task in their team better? It's a long
Yeah,
run.
but I mean, actually we had this conversation a couple of days ago, and you said a very nice thing that even when you can say no, you can always make time later, which was amazing, because a person who, personally me, when I'm asking for some help or for some advice, I know that if you're busy, you can always make some time later. So I don't really get as offended as if you would just say no or anyone else. So I think it's pretty amazing. And your other company actually asked me a question, I believe. Question me. And what was that about? I think it's such a nice idea,
yeah,
but
it's were a really good idea. It's the founder of the idea was me and a guy called Jiman Daisade. And the purpose was like, hey, we have so many questions to celebrities, top entrepreneurs, every people that are on TV or whatever that we want to reach. And on Instagram, you can direct message them, but they will never answer, because it's always a agency behind the
very true.
The account. So that platform basically give influencer and organization or companies or sport athletes opportunity to engage with their follower base 24/7 and get also revenue from it. So the business model was, yes, you can ask Zlatan a question for free. If he answers you, it will cost you $1 or $5 or the price Zlatan will set. And if you answer one, you will get a video recording. Hey Magnus, yeah, cool. My favorite color is green, for example. And when he answers, that question also will post on his wall or profile, and other people can replay it. And every time one people replay it, it costs that user $1, and that will split you as the original question guy and Zlatan. So instead of Zlatan answering 1 million times, what is your favorite color? He only answered one question, but he can replay million of times.
Wow.
So explain when he posts on Instagram, now I am in Bali and be on my favorite restaurant. Ask me and question me what the restaurant is. One person or maybe 1 million person will ask, what is the name of the restaurant? He answered one question, and the other one will get notification because on the algorithm, hey, you asked a question about the restaurant. Here is the answer. You can replay it here, and they replay it, and million time multiply $1. You can count by yourself.
You can make $1 million on a spot. Why didn't it work?
Because the Swedish market is not the best way to work with influencer. We didn't get the funding to expand to US, where basically the influence organization want to earn money from their followers.
Okay.
If you're an influencer in Sweden, you don't want to make money from your fan base. Of course, with advertising on YouTube, but that is not like they selling to their fan base. It's more like, it's always there anyway. So now we call Isabella Löwengrip and Bianca. They're making this like beauty brand that's very unique for Sweden. But you call it Kardashian's family in the US. They're selling like creams and stuff like that for billions. But as US, and now the mindset for the influencer starting to here. So we were before on Instagram. You can ask me anything. We were like the original ask me anything.
Wow. Yeah, actually, now they have it, right? That's true, and you had it like a while before that.
One year before.
Wow, crazy. It's so weird that it didn't.
And market platforms is so hard to run because you need so huge data of user. Like the breaking point for us was like 100,000 daily users log in and replay and questions, blah blah. And 100 users, how many lives in Sweden are between 16 and 24? It's like 100,000. So the market size here in Sweden is very difficult. So companies that are marketplaces and startups in Sweden, I don't think they will succeed because it's too little. The market is too little to have like the growth factor. So if you have the idea out there, if you listen to this, if you want to do a marketplace, don't start it here because the odds is against you.
True that. And the thing is, it's very hard to actually interact with Swedish people as well, because right now this Q&A is actually meant, kind of the whole idea behind it is to be a middleman and get our audience ask their personal questions to you guys and see what do you think about or give the advice towards them. And and I figured out, even though it's my only second episode, it's very hard to get interaction or at least them to comment the question because they want to be anonymous, so people don't know who it is, or I don't really understand how the brain works. I would be so happy to actually ask the question or so whatever, because if I would have the chance, but thank God I'm here. I have this chance on a daily basis, but it's very, very hard to interact actually. But
and that is the phenomenon of Scandinavian people. That's why we're drinking 5 cups of coffee each day, because we need to meet like between 5 and 7 times before we say hi, before we can like become friends. And when we become friends, we are best friends forever.
Yeah, that's very true.
So if you don't drink coffee in Sweden, you will not get friends.
Or if you don't drink alcohol.
Exactly. That's and that is maybe a worst case. But yeah, you need to meet that person 5 to 7 times to become friends. And when you're friends, you are best friends for the whole life until something happened. And that is unique by itself. If you look at the American people, everyone is hello, how are you, how's family? But they don't give a fuck. In Sweden, more like we don't ask you this, but when we get to know you, we will ask them. We will care for real, like genuine care. So it's different culture and cultures everywhere in the world. So German, Chinese, Thailand, US, UK, and that is to be a good entrepreneur. You need to be a good reader and know the culture. If you're going to expand, let's say, your company to Germany, you can't act the same you do in Sweden with the German audience.
No, not at all.
And that is, I think that is one of the thing when people expand a company and they burn millions from funding. That's because they have done research in that kind of area before, and the culture and the people and everything, and more like, yeah, we have done this. It's a playground, and we have a playbook for it here. But that playbook is based for Swedish people, not for the German or for the UK, and that's number one rule as well. Know your market before you put your company there.
Yeah, actually, a lot of conferences, especially in SIME, they talk about it, right? About going international and actually having your exact research.
Yeah, and network is everything. So what I try to do in SIME, it's basically reach companies in the Europe or the world that want to enter the Nordic area, because I know they can't just come here and put up an office at Stureplan and say, yeah, we are in Sweden now. It takes so much efforts and meetings before you can make yourself trustable, like you said in the beginning. And SIME is the best partner for partners or sponsors to reach a good audience. And also, if you are just an employee or you want to get new clients, SIME is the best way here as well, because we have 3 deliveries. Inspire you, of course, really good. We want to deeper knowledge about different industry or topics, and we want to make you new friends and new contacts. And if you don't go to conference, SIME or whatever conference, you will not make it here in the Nordics, because you can't call a person cold and, hey, you want to have a coffee? Maybe work somewhere else, but not in Sweden or the Nordics. Yeah. So SIME have a really good position there, I think.
Could you just give a small description about what is SIME? So
SIME is one of the leading tech conference here in the Nordics, founded in '96, and it's basically a community where we see digital opportunities. We're gathering all industries, from banking to nursery to staffing and everything, and we divide them into different summits. So, for example, you work at CMO at Assa Abloy. Of course, you're interested in a digital marketing summit, but also in the industry summit, because you are in the industry of like making locks, but your title and your task on daily work is for the marketing. So as an employee or as a company, you come to SIME as a playground, SIME land we call it, and you can access different expert talks about cybersecurity or high-level inspiration on the inspiration stage, and listen to like Jimmy Whale, founder of Wikipedia, or Alison Johnson, former CMO of Apple, that kind of inspiration talk. But you will also meet Alison Johnson in expert talk, talking about why is the box for iPhone that? Why it takes 3 seconds to open a box? It's not like, oh, the Chinese factory just did it. It's so much hours behind the box, and that's kind of answer you will get to SIME. I will not tell you because you need to go to SIME, everyone.
I cannot do it, but I know it.
but that is the truth you get in why did Apple design the box for 3 seconds. And that is cool to know, and if you don't go to SIME, you will know you don't know the answer.
I'll tell the guys later.
Exactly.
But I mean, yes, they have a very, very insane explanation behind it, which blew my mind as well, and then it got me a little bit to thinking. Whenever I open the other box, I'm like, why? I start asking myself questions, and that's pretty amazing. And just to have a recap about SIME, it's around 3,000 people coming, right?
2,000 here at Epicenter. They come and goes during 2 days, where we party, Wednesday and Thursday. And the party doesn't mean just alcohol. The party is more like gathering the people and put people behind the titles, because we want to make people of people. So if you are a CMO of Assa Abloy or CEO of Ericsson or H&M or other big brands, you are still a person. You are maybe a father or a mother or a cousin or a brother, or you can be everything. So that's kind of community or family building we're trying to do in SIME, and the best way is dinners, mingles, party, everything like that.
So you leave the titles behind and you just go and actually talk.
So on other conference or events, the first question, okay, where do you work? Here. What do you do? I am marketing chief or whatever. Here it's more like, hey, what did you enjoy SIME? Yeah, I was listening to these expert talks. Okay, cool. Do you have now other interesting? Yeah, I like golf.
I like golf.
So different kind of angles, and when you make friends, you're making business at the end.
That's very true. And the more connected you get personally, actually, I think it's a lot better to continue your business with that person rather than knowing each other through the titles.
Exactly. And sometimes people have other hobbies and other side businesses that maybe are not on the title when they sign in. You and us have a good example when you introduced me to your friends Farsas. About the energy drink. So now I'm helping him develop a new energy drink here in Sweden. But that is like a hobby project for me. But we have talked so much, you and I, and you remember that. Magnus, I have a lab for supplements here in Sweden. Oh, Farsas, you want to make a drink? Oh, why don't you talk to each other? And that is a business for me right now. So
amazing.
So that is how conversation can be at time and also after and before. We try to know the person for real and help the community know. So it's a good example on what you can expect, basically.
Actually, speaking of labs, now you have your own coffee as well. I mean, it's an amazing coffee. I tried it and I think I loved it. It's definitely better than any coffee I had so far. And tell us more about it, because
it's a crazy story. And it began like when I was little. My father have run like different supermarkets in Sweden. It's called Konsum and ICA for your international listener. And he always said, if you want to do any business, make it in the food industry, because that is what people need to do every day: drink and eat, drink and eat. So only be in that market or industry. But okay, forgot it for like 25 years. And then like, okay, I've sold my companies, and what should I do now? Called my father, say, hey, like, have you like ideas or what we can do together? Because my father's really bright. And then like, making it in the food industry. Like, okay, what to do? Like a new energy drink? No, it's too much competitors. And then she said one sentence: what do we do every day if we have no money, we have money, we are feeling terrible, we're feeling great? What do we do every day that doesn't affect these kind of things? We drink coffee, we eat something, and we sleep. And making beds, I don't want to, and making food, I don't want to. Drink coffee, I love, and we do drink coffee, and that's okay. Coffee is a good thing. We always do it in the morning, and 5 times. Basically, every person we drink 3 times coffee each day, so it's pretty good market size. Only Finland, I think, is drink like 4, so that's the biggest one. And I say, okay, how can I make coffee unique? How can I like combine other big industries? Okay, I have a master in nutrition. Okay, that's good. How can I combine my experience or expertise there with the coffee? Okay, people buy pills for billions, vitamin C, B, calcium, chrome, iron, everything. If I put that in coffee and it tastes like coffee, smell like coffee, and the effects are like coffee with the caffeine, but they also will get all these vitamin and minerals. Okay, that's good. And start developing. And after 1 year and too much money put in, I have a coffee, instant coffee that smells amazing. The beans are from Tanzania, and the vitamins and mineral from here in Europe, made here in Sweden in a Swedish lab. So the quality is very, very good. And now we are expanding to so many supermarkets around Sweden. So it's a really cool journey on how you can start a business and idea. And everything for Sweden, everything is about behavior. So why will this coffee works? Because you will never take your morning coffee away.
Very true.
So our tagline is like, start your day better, but not different.
And I mean, it tastes amazing. It's not like those bitter coffees that you have in the morning. It tastes so nice, actually. Wow, yeah, that's a great idea. And you had your first sale, I think, in thousands, right?
Yeah, we work with a retailer that are our face off, basically. So I only produce the powder, and then we have different kind of partnership around Sweden, making for the wholesaling. Also, we have sold thousands of units already.
Wow.
Yeah, so
And
it's cool.
where can they find you? Because I'm pretty sure people will be excited.
They can find the coffee in Åhléns. They can find coffee in the pharmacies, only coffee in the pharmacies. So we can post it on the social channel later.
Yeah,
I don't have the website in my head.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a cool journey, and we are 3 owners, me and 2 of my friends actually. So I'm allowed to make business with my friends.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
While growing up, did you actually had any kind of dream when you grow up and whom you would be?
I think I was a classic child. Yeah, I want to be a professional football player. I want to be rich. I want to be that. I want to have a car. I want to have this. So I don't think I was special. But when I was 20 years old, then I wanted to. I want to be successful and make impact in people's life. And I used to say, my dream is to, I'm from Stockholm, sit in a cafe in Malmö or whatever that are not in my community, and the person sits with a t-shirt with my brand on. But I don't know that I own a company or everything, and I don't know how or she got the t-shirt. But I knowing that my brand is so good that that person wants to have it on his clothes. That kind of impact do I want in people's life. And I think I'm a good way to do it in education and time and networking meetings and stuff like that. So that's my what I want to do when I grow up. I want to make impact in people's life, and that I didn't know until I was 20.
And I mean, you're extremely young still, so you have all the way ahead of you.
Yeah.
While growing up, did you have any mentors? Because we were discussing this with our last guest, Daniel, and he actually mentioned one of the mentors who were you.
Huh?
Yeah, because you spent a lot of time on him and me as well. And did you have one of those people who could you look up to and learn, or just get a slap on the back of the head and be like, you're doing it wrong, man? Except your father, because it clearly seems that he was one of the important people in your life.
I had one guy, my teacher in the college, called Niklas Olsson. He was also my coach, football coach, and he was also. I studied IT and business in college. So he was the teacher in the football and also for the business area. So I studied entrepreneurship and how to make a business in the school, and I was pretty good at presenting new ideas and knowing different kind of business models. And he was not an entrepreneur; he had done nothing basically, but he was smart. And he saw me from Magnus, you are good, but you do so much wrong, basically, because you are all over the place. You are not here. You are missing school, blah blah. And he came home to me sometimes hey man, what are you doing? I'm sleeping, classic. Come down, or he sit in my apartment to do the homeworks with me, and that kind of impact. That's why I want to make impact in people's life. If it takes that I need to be at home for some hour with the person that I need, then I know that will be successful in life, I will do it. If I know that if I give you 2 minutes of my time to explain or give feedback on an idea, I will do it, because the impact will be huge.
Indeed.
And I think that is the most important in society when people are homeless or getting drugs. It's because no one have take 2 minutes with them. I have a problem with alcohol, no one listen. I have a problem in school, I want to kill myself. No one listen. So if everyone could take 2 minutes of their life, busy life, everything, I think the world will be a better place. That's the big question on to be supportive and listen and take time. It's no effort. You ask me, you like this picture? Yes or no? No. Good. It's not simple as that, but most of the people cannot even take that time, and that is sad.
Yeah, indeed.
it's sad. Come on.
Yeah, it's a great takeaway actually. Put some time on people, because you never know, these people could actually have a great impact on you later on as well.
Exactly.
And that's how a lot of people actually give up in the very beginning stage of their startups or whatever the hell they do. because no one is actually putting time on them, and then it just gets rough. And speaking of getting rough, have you ever actually been in a situation that you thought, okay, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm not doing it no more, and then like got up in the morning and be like, okay, what was I thinking about yesterday? And how did you overcame this situation, if you ever had one?
If you look at in my professional career as a football player, I basically woke up like, what I'm doing, the boys are 4 years younger than me, are better than me. What I'm doing here, I make no money. I train 2 times a day, and I have no free time. That was like a wake-up call for me. So that week I said to my coach, like, I will not continue to play.
And how did he take it?
And he said, I understand you.
He took it pretty okay?
Yeah, I understand you. But you can't quit now because we're in the middle of the season. But I understand you. And I think it's the right way because, he will support as well. Like, and he said, like, I don't think you should stop playing football because you are good, but I think you should make a different path in your life because you're good with people, you're good at presenting stuff, and you are pretty good smile. So I think you're good at sales. I didn't know it back then. And I took an advice like, I want to be around people, I want to educate, I want to do that. But I love like education, so that's why I started teaching or become a teacher. But when I were there, also wake up call. I did 5 years of study. After I think 3.5, 4 years, I said, "Oh my God!" It was after a weeks of like training your skills at school, and I think, will I be in this classroom, 4 walls, a lot of kids, my whole life? No way. So that my last year in school was a hell. I like feel no like engagement, no
motivation,
like motivation at all. Like go to school like, oh, I want to be this. So my last year, I started my first company, and that was basically holding me left in school because I was hired all staffing, person training, and all the people from my school was so I took my classmates and put them on golf courses. So that was that's why I left. I took them like be there, make money for me.
That's pretty smart. I mean,
so they get a job, I got money, and I can like started my career as an entrepreneur. So that's why I finished my school. That's why, because I did a business model with the students. They were my assets. So if I had to go away, I don't have an asset. So that's why I'll stay.
But I mean, there was a demand.
That's what basically I have never said it. So I hope not my classmates listen.
Oh, I don't think. Well, maybe if I'm gonna tag you, and I'll be like, check it out, classmates. That's pretty interesting, though. What about the entrepreneurial journey? Any companies that you were like, not going, but still managed to be, I mean, considering your portfolio, 8 companies.
I think of 8 companies, 3 have gone good. Or good, that means like, I got some money out of it. But none of them 3 make me happier.
Okay.
And that is a good differentiation about, what do you do to make money and what do you do because you like it? And sometimes the one you like will not give you money. Like you work in supermarket, you don't like the work, but you need it for money. But when you come home, you're working with editing films or YouTubing or I don't know, you like. And the difficulty is, so how can you put more time what you like and less what you need to do? And that bridge needs to like be very clear in your vision. So for me, we say, question me were not my daily job, but I was like into it really much. And one thing why we fail is because we didn't put 110% in the project. And I couldn't put 110 because I have a family and kids and everything, so I need to like feed them every day. So that's like momentum 22. You want something 110%, you know will work, but you can't because your private life is different, and that's why many people don't jump from safe employees' salaries, basically.
Yeah, I think it's a common problem as well.
Yeah, it's a very common problem. And that's for like jumping to Epicenter and all the cool companies or the big corporates that are here, like SEB, making innovation lab for more entrepreneurial spirit, where the employees can basically start a company in 6 weeks and say, yeah, this works, and then maybe implement it in their organization, and that kind of incentives from big corporates I love, and I want to be involved and want to promote that. Like, your staff is your biggest asset. Don't think by yourself. Ask the one who's doing the job or the work.
Yes, so that was quite like a bulb,
Deep.
Quite deep. And we've been talking about business a lot, but I would actually wanted to talk a little bit about your family, because you started a family in a very young age as well. I mean, you're still young, very young.
Yeah, I know. I have it. That's always like, yeah, I'm young, but when you start in young with everything, you become old.
That's
but the number is number.
Yeah, that's very true. The number is just a number, and you have 2 kids now, a girl and a boy.
Yes, correct.
And how are you managing that? I mean, it's not easy to have an infant, right?
No. My first one, Nova, she's 3. Yesterday, she was not like expected. Basically, it's like it's happened, and everyone knows how to happen. So it's not like Dumbo from the sky jumping and shit. So, but the first, I would say 1.5, 2 years for guys is not the best time. But once they're up and walking and speaking and can be conversational, it's amazing. So my girl Nova and we are like best friends, where I always sleep with her at night because she wants that, and I'm reading books, and she can call me on FaceTime during work, and now it's really good to be a father, and she is not a problem because she is so independent by herself, playing by herself, watching iPad or television, or can be at different friends during if we had on time to be there. But Viggo, my youngest one, 5 months, it's take more manpower to handle. Though he's like 50 centimeters and weigh like 70 kilos, but he's taking much energy. And I would lie if I say I have something with like helping, because my girlfriend Emily doing like 80% because she's home, so of course she's doing 80%. But same at night, because when he screams, he wants like milk, and I can't give him that kind of milk. So that's like, I'm feeling sad because I can't help Emily. And I see how tired she are, but sometimes I like take the Viggo and go out, and he would scream, and they will not die because they're screaming. So that's important one. So
I mean, you did create a pretty damn good coffee. You might as well create something with milk as well.
Exactly. That's true. Not on myself, hope. But and now, having a kid in young age, that was a decision. The first one, like I said, it was not like planned, but we said like, let's get down with the family kind of Svensson life.
Get a dog, get a house, get a Volvo.
Get everything before we are like 30. Because then we will still be very attractive to each other. Because you're getting the body is like better when you are younger. That's one thing, because we want to be in love with each other a long time, and if you don't feel attraction, the marriage will break. So that's one. And of course, my father is young, and my mother, and we play in the same soccer team, in the A team up in north. So it's a really good opportunity for me to like really play with my son in the same team or same whatever. And the third one is when we are still young, our children have moved out. So when I'm like 45, I'm free.
That's true.
So that's a really good as well.
Yeah, and I think actually having kids in a young age is good, in a way good, because you could actually see them grow, and at the same time you could actually do whatever they're interested in. If they
Exactly.
play football, you can always manage to play football. You can't really do it when you're 70 because, well, TV gets more important, than playing football, right?
Exactly. So, summary, yes, I love to have kids, but the summary is also between newborn and 2 years old, it's a hell.
Yeah.
For me, my experience, I cannot speak for every father in the world, but my experience until they can walk and speak.
Do you plan to have any more kids or
No.
enough, right? Unless it's
I just
unexpected.
buy a new car now that it's like a bus, like 7 seats, so we get in control and everything. So I want to have smaller cars.
Sports cars, right? Actually, one of the questions were, what's your favorite sports car? Yeah. And what is it though?
Favorite sports car?
I mean, you already have a BMW, right?
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I don't like sports cars, but I like Volvo Xfinity, like the premium sports one.
okay,
I like that kind of car.
all right.
Mercedes-Benz, the big cars, Hummer, that kind
Hummer,
of
yeah.
Hummer. So I don't like Lamborghini or Ferrari. Porsche, of course I love Porsche, but I really like the Macan, the SUV instead of Panamera. So I'm more not like Lamborghini, that kind of sport car, but sports design of classic cars I like the
Alright.
touch.
Sounds
Like
interesting.
my BMW.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Let's just switch to these fast questions and see what's up. So one of the questions was, what would you do if you had 10 million crowns just laying there?
I would, if I look at my life right now, I would take 4 million to Nova's bank account,
Okay.
4 million to Viggo's bank account, and then 2 million for myself and Emily, and maybe buy a new house or stuff like that.
That is such a adult way to think about it.
That's because I have all. Someone I want to invest in my company, but I don't need to. If you look at my life right now, I don't need to that. So I would rather save money for my kids, so they can buy apartment and whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would spend those 2 million of it for sure, just partying, for a month. Somewhere really great. But
I have done that already.
exactly.
All around.
Then actually Daniel from last episode, he was asking me, what's your party trick? What's the trick that you are exceptional comparing to
I have been in
anyone else?
bartending.
Oh, you have, right?
Yeah, that's why my gangster tattoo here. I don't know if you can see it somewhere. So yeah, I've been bartending in Magaluf
Yeah,
the whole summer.
Yeah.
45 days to be specific.
but you never trained bartending.
No. I was there on vacation trying to sell tickets at the beach. Come to our barbecue.
Yeah.
That kind of tickets, like real tax-free
Yeah,
job. Like everyone's.
in Greece they do it as well,
exactly. But when I was in a bar at a hotel, the owner said, "Yeah, you are tall, you are blonde, you are from Sweden. Do you want to be bartender?"
You look good,
But yeah, I can't do anything. I don't know what is a screwdriver, juice and vodka. So I didn't know anything. But he just say, "No, it's okay." Everyone said do your special, and then you can do whatever you want. Put in alcohol, put in not alcohol, mix it, flicks it, and then take too much money for it, and then smile.
That's the best
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
And you got the smiles.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm doing for 45 days.
And get paid for it.
Yeah, pay, of course.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the key takeaway, if you want to go bartender, you gotta be Swedish, you gotta be tall, you gotta be blonde,
Yeah.
and you gotta have a smile.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So how many tattoos do you have, and when did you get your first one?
I have, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.
8. And the first one was?
A big one here
Okay.
at my stomach.
What is it?
It says, if people are trying to bring you down, it only means that you are above them.
That's
Pretty long text, or a big one.
some deep stuff.
Yeah, and every my tattoo have a meaning.
Yeah?
So the one you see, this one means that my best friend have the same on the left one. So when doing like this, he have the other parts becomes a heart, and it basically means treat your equals the same way, or something like Chinese hocus pocus. Then I have on my shoulders, it say, what goes round comes round.
That's very true.
On this arm, on the right arm, I have, it's not about who you are, it's who you want to be. So if you grow up outside in a poor area, doesn't mean that you have to be poor at the end of the day. You choose. And then here I have a captain mark, and that's for me. It means you need to be a leader at every time in every situation. I had this when I was playing football, but now I'm making business and have like employees, so that now I need to be a leader for them. Or when I go home, I need to be a leader for my kids to choose right or wrong. So it's like that one. And then I have on my left hip, it says me, myself, and I.
Oh, just like the movie.
Yeah, so that's everything. You need to, when you have problems in your life, go back to yourself, because you are always the solution, if you like. So
it's very interesting, actually. So every tattoo has a definition.
Yeah.
You don't really have like, this tattoo.
No, I don't have a flower or a tribe or icon or whatever.
Butterfly. Right?
Exactly. So I have a meaning for everyone. But I have promised my girlfriend to do more. But when I promise things, I often do it the other way when I speak to her. So I don't know.
When you speak to her. Yeah, I really hope she doesn't watch this then.
But for now, I have stopped.
Okay. That's pretty funny. Do you regret quitting football? Oh, actually, we covered that for sure. And if you would consider moving from Sweden, where would you move? Somewhere warm.
US, it's cool country.
Yeah. Somewhere down south.
Yeah, like Miami or San Francisco is cool as well on the other side. If you look in Europe, Italy.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice place.
But I would not like south, more like middle. Like we have also winter and summer kind of weather. So Italy, I like Italy.
Spain?
Too generic.
Okay.
Like Spain is like Sweden. Like I meet only Swedish people when I'm in Spain.
It's funny. You said Italy. It reminded me of pizzas, and I love pizzas. And then pizzas reminded me to sugar. And I remember that you don't eat sugar at all.
Correct. But I eat sugar, but I eat sugar smart. My girlfriend have a project called Sugar Smart, sockersmart.nu, if you want to, in Swedish. They basically teach organizations, schools, or companies to be sugar smart. Instead of eat like 2 candy, eat 1. What that will means for you. Or when you serve Swedish fika, don't choose bad things. Choose an apple or a banana or a smoothie or stuff like that. So it's not like sugar-free. Yes, I eat candy. Yes, I eat chips or everything else. But I am smart doing the choices. Like that's the difference between smart and bad.
And your guilty pleasure is Cola Zero, right?
Correct. Very, 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 very into Cola Zero. Yeah. And I think everyone have their like
guilty pleasures. I completely agree. But to wrap it up, what should we do? I mean, what should people do to get better, to be motivational, or to actually work on their self-development?
Meet people in different situations to know what you have and what you want. Mean by that, okay, if you have a classic life in Sweden or UK, you know you have a good standard because the safety net we have here. So help people that are having a worth, know that situation, and that I don't want to be there. Like okay, and same, and then go to meet people that are like very successful. Not meet money, can be like professional soccer player, can be a good artist or a painter or whatever. Some people that are successful in what they do, and see, what have they done to be there, and then the meaning with meeting the people that not have so good is basically how can you help these people to become better, because that will help society. And meet the good people is basically how can you learn from them to be good, because everything is a domino all around. If everyone helps each other, the world will be better. So meet what is on the left and the right, and learn both sides.
That's a great takeaway, actually, to hang out with all types of people, basically, and learn from everyone.
Exactly,
rather than
because then if you look at like terrorists and stuff like that, people are afraid when they don't know. Like simple as that. They are afraid to terrorists. Like, yeah, they come from that country. Everyone is terrorist or rapist or whatever. I've heard that. Okay, how many have you talked to? I read it in Aftonbladet. Okay, so try to ask and don't be afraid. And that's how you do when you look at both ends.
Be more of a open-minded person.
Open mind, but very, very, very restrictful. What you like, fake news. Like, be critic in everything.
What kind of information you basically take in?
Whatever is online and offline, very critical. But take everything in and make yourself your own opinion to like stand for.
That's amazing, man. Damn, really happy to have you here, man. Like,
likewise.
We talked a lot about a lot of different things, and you can actually follow Magnus on LinkedIn. He will consider accepting you, and if he has time, he will answer any question that you guys have. And you can find us on YouTube, Q&A with Uncle Jay, and we'll see you next Friday. Peace out, guys.